I just remember it was in vivid color. And I was walking across this open field, and there was a C-130 sideways to me with the engine, with the props barely moving, and there was some damage to it, but it was supposed to be taking me home. Okay, it's a dream. And I was walking toward it and incoming, and there wasn't buildings around or anything. I just remember that, but I just remembered the vivid green in the shrubbery, and the color of the decals on the plane, and incoming came in, and I tried incoming around the plane came in, and I turned out. I was trying to run away, and something hit near me, and I was thrown to the ground, and I just remember looking up, and I was looking up, and the plane's propellers started going faster, and she started moving away a little bit, moving, and I just remember trying to get up, and I couldn't move, and I reached behind my back, my legs were not working, and I brought my hand out, and it was covered with blood, and I screamed, and so I screamed and screamed at it to stop, to stop, and it flew away, and then I would wake up.
So trapped in Vietnam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do you remember about the trip home when your tour is done? Do you fly out of Da Nang again?
Yeah, flew out of Da Nang into Okinawa, and then all the way into San Diego. Okay. The only thing I really remember so much, you know, today, today they have all these kind of courses and classes for for soldiers and Marines that saw combat, to get them back to normal and things like that, or try to. There was nothing for us. Okay, nothing that I remember. We had, we had a medically we were checked and our teeth and stuff like that. It took 4 days. By the time I got into Camp Pendleton to the time I had to leave was 4 days. And I don't remember one thing about, well, are you okay? How do you feel about Vietnam? Are you going to be all right? It was nothing like that. And all I remember is thinking, I'm going home. That's all I remember thinking. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I'm going home. But I do remember crowds. I could not stand people around me. I was so nervous all the time. I had a girlfriend, and we ended up, she was at Purdue, and we went up, I drove up there, and we went to I think a football game, I think it was a football game. I had to leave after a few minutes. I couldn't stand anybody around me like that, so close. So there were repercussions. There was things from Vietnam. Um, it was just such going from a war, total not knowing how long you're going to live, and being afraid for your life and your partner's life, to being everything okay, and everything normal. Just took a long time and then going to college where we were spit on and called names, and I grew my hair long and never told anybody that I was a Vietnam veteran. I tried to fit in and didn't never talk about it.
Now, when you say when we were spit on, just meaning Vietnam veterans in general, or did you face some of that yourself?
Yes, when I left Camp Pendleton to go home for my first leave, I was in dress browns and have a small little suitcase, and walking through the airport, I was by myself. A lot of military guys, they were stationed around that area, so they weren't in uniform. But as you got into the busy part of the airport, I saw, like, I say hippies, but blah blah whatever. But there were people. Then I started getting yelled at. Baby killer. I remember some yelling baby killer. And things like that. Just guys coming up. But anyway, some guy came up to me and spit on the side of my face, and we and I hit him, and then he went down. I hit him a couple more times, and then I got up, and I was grabbed from behind, and it was by the MPs there, or a policeman or something like that, and I ended up in the airport jail, It was MP because the guy I talked to was from Army and he had been over in Vietnam the year before, and we talked a lot and he kind of got me out of there. What the guy that held me behind, I had kicked him in the leg, at the back of the leg, and scraped his leg, and he let me go. And so I was there about a year. An hour or 2 hours, and I missed my flight, but I waited and got another one. So that was my experience. Later coming in, I got screamed at and yelled at and stuff, but nothing as bad as that.
When I've talked to other vets who have a similar experience, one case I remember I said, "Well, what did you do when that guy spit on you?" In this case, he said he's kind of the spit landed, here. He said, "I didn't do anything. I just looked at him and then walked off." Um,
I think
I
since
mean,
he spit it in my face, I couldn't do that, and he was right there.
yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, I'm just interested in your reaction to this. I was wondering, okay, well, so is John going to say that he just walked away? And when you say that you decked him not only once, but you decked him multiple
I went
times,
down on him.
honestly, my thought was, good, I'm glad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I
if
didn't
that
think
guy,
about it. It wasn't I tried to do it or wanted. I just he was right there. He spit on me, and I just went down and beat the crap out of him, without even thinking. I've been in the airport the last 20, 30 years, and troops are coming back from Afghanistan, in uniform or, jungle utilities and stuff. They'd be coming in as a group, and everybody stop and clap, shake their hand and stuff. And I did too. I yelled for them, but I was yelling for me too. I'm sorry. I was yelling for us.
welcome home.
Thank you.